Hello and welcome to the Study Mastery channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to self-manage your study. For more information on any of the videos that I've got, go to the home page and you can access the Study Mastery ebook for free and use it as a companion to any of the videos. Alright, so today we're going to start with a quote from Aristotle, who says that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not just an act, but a habit. And what he's trying to get at is the idea that we cannot just rely on luck or having certain natural advantages to always carry the day for us, but we need to actually cultivate and nurture certain habits of performance that will ensure that we get the results that we want repeatedly. Now, the Study Mastery channel is all about how to study more effectively and about using what you can control to ensure that that happens. Now, to gain control over anything, you need to have a point of leverage. And many people struggle with study because they don't know how to leverage the areas that are under their control. So this video today is going to be about how to find points of leverage over the things that you're going to face when it comes to studying. One of the points about leverage is that a small amount of movement can generate a large amount of benefit. And that principle holds true for this particular method. If we look at any area of study that you're facing, there are four overall approaches that you can take to it, four different orientations. When looking at what you can control or leverage, the first one to look at is what are you going to maintain? That is, what are you going to keep doing and try and ensure that you can keep doing to get the performance level that you want. The second is to look at what do you want to change? That is, what can you be flexible about to make small changes here, small improvements that are going to have an overall benefit. The third area is acceptance. What is the difficult area about what you're doing that you can accept? Now, acceptance doesn't mean liking it, but it does mean being congruent with it, going with it and not resisting it. And the fourth thing to look at is what can I let go of? That is, what am I holding in? What am I saying to myself that is causing me to not give my full attention to what I'm doing or not put my whole self into it? So the fourth area is looking at letting go or relinquishing resistance. Now, as an example, let's say you have a math assignment to complete in 2 weeks' time. The maintenance component is going to be looking at what is it that you're currently doing that you need to be able to continue to do in order to get that result. So it might be maintaining a certain study schedule, maintaining tuition, maintaining a study group with friends. So being able to maintain what you need to persevere in a subject is very important. The second thing is the flexibility and change component. That is, what are you perhaps not doing that you might need to do, or what are you currently doing that you should be able to improve or do differently? So the second question to ask is, what am I able to change about what I'm doing to improve it? The third area would be, what do I need to accept? Now, the work that you're doing probably requires a certain degree of effort and perseverance on your part. And so how willing are you to accept that this subject is going to be difficult and it's going to make certain requirements on you and certain demands on your time? The fourth thing to look at is what you need to let go. What are you saying to yourself about what you're doing? Are you saying to yourself, for instance, that this assignment is a waste of time? Are you saying to yourself that you're not going to be very good at it anyway? Are you saying to yourself that it doesn't matter how hard you try, you won't be able to get the result you want? What are the belief systems that you're holding that you might need to let go of and able to ensure that your effort can be maintained? One of the things we learn when counseling students is that under stress, students will habitually do what they've always done and do it to a greater extent, effectively. So whatever habits you have that aren't helping you, when you're put under stress, you will be more likely to continue those habits, and it will be difficult to learn new habits to improve. That's why whenever you approach a subject, you want to be able to take a step back and decide how you're going to approach it. And you can use this technique to do that. In fact, it's a very useful way of checking in with yourself while you're doing a subject to figure How am I approaching this? How am I orienting myself towards this? Am I looking at ways to improve what I'm doing? Am I maximizing my efficiency? Am I willing to let go of any limiting beliefs that I might have about what I'm doing? Now, the way you employ this method is you simply ask yourself the question in relation to whatever you're doing. That is, what am I needing to maintain so that I can keep doing this? That could be, as I said before, a certain schedule, a certain level of effort, a certain amount of engagement and focus in what you're doing. The second question to ask yourself is, what do I need to change? That is, how can I improve what I'm doing? What am I letting distract me? What am I not being willing to put the effort in for? Thirdly, what have I got to accept about what I'm doing? If I've decided that I want to get a high mark for this particular piece of work, am I able to accept the level of effort required to get that? Because if not, that's going to put me in conflict later on when I'm not willing to put the time in, but I still want to get a high result. And lastly, what have I got to let go of in order to achieve what I'm doing? How am I talking myself into or out of what I'm doing? Am I motivating myself with my self-talk and my thoughts, or am I demotivating myself with the way that I'm thinking about what I'm doing? So just to recap, in terms of getting leverage over your subjects, it's all about learning to think about them in a way which gives you a strategic outlook to what you're doing. That is, you get into the habit of being willing to critique what you're doing in order to do it better. And you look for points of resistance that you can let go of, and you look for areas of leverage whereby you can increase output and increase performance just by making small changes. So today's video is talking about what the lever is, and future videos will be looking at how to apply this technique to the very many areas that impact on study. All right, thank you.